I think we have time maybe for just a couple of quick questions. We have a hand that's going bananas in the back there. Let's get a mic over.
Hello.
There you go.
Hi, hey, girl. Hi,
No, up here.
Christina.
Hey.
You're amazing, and I've just admired you for a really long time. My question is, so I manage an artist, and similar to you, she's kind of like lives by her own rules, and she's super talented and amazing, but sometimes, like, I have a business, kind of edit for her, and it's hard for me to approach her and be like, look, girl, this is amazing, everything you're doing, but like, we need to cut this song down, from 4.5 minutes to 3.5 minutes because it's easier. So how do you, what's your advice on kind of approaching somebody like that?
What's the best way for someone to come to you?
That's a great question. Has she had an album previous? Sorry.
She's had an album that she put out herself. We
How
just
old
signed
is she?
her. She's 30. Well, she's turning 30, so it's like
she's a woman that knows what she wants.
she's exactly. But and I want the best for her, and she's amazing. But sometimes, she doesn't understand like the business end of things, and there are certain ways.
You're right. You're right. I can only speak for myself, and I had to pay my dues. And I had to pay my own dues and let someone else steer the wheel for a second. Going into this business can be really scary. And if you want to be too tough, too quick and say, I have to do my own creative thing, I think that, there's a give and take in that for sure. I hope she's giving a little bit with you, because if she's not, she's just going to, I think, dig herself a little grave too soon. I'm not going to say grave. That was maybe harsh. I don't know. I'm very, just direct.
She needs to listen to you or she's going to die.
I'm going to come to her door myself. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You need to make her know that.
But I think there's something to be said. And sometimes, too, some things just aren't going to happen. Like even certain musicians that I love, and you want to sample a piece of their music, and sometimes it's just not going to get clear. Sometimes it's just not going to happen, So, you have to just have I would say be really, direct and be really honest. I appreciate directness and honesty, and with a gentle, warm fuzziness too, because I have so much on my plate and it's so overwhelming. But your girl, it sounds like she's still trying to get her foot in the door. So I think there is something to be said too with being able to cut an artistic vision down to being at least get your foot in the door so that the people in the offices will hear it, because they're not going to spend time listening to the art of it for like 10 minutes long. They're just not, when you're trying to get your foot in the door. Once you're in and you want to make that statement to your fans and do things to free yourself, that's one thing. But yeah, she's got to have some give and take. And I would just say be open with her, be honest, be like, look, I think you're great, I think you're amazing. These are our options, let's have your artistic version, and let's have a version that is strictly for, playing the labels and blah, 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 right?
That's a great idea.
You know what I mean? So let's have both versions, and we can always extend it later for the album version, right?
Let's take maybe one more question. You asked a question earlier, so you lose. Maybe right here. I'm just trying to spread out the wealth, that's all.
I'm going to be quick, I promise. Hi, Christina.
Hi.
I wanted to ask you, I'm a female producer in the industry. Now, what has been your experience working with female producers?
Producers in the studio, or producers like in film?
In the studio, not film and TV.
In the studio, you mean you get behind the computer, you do the Pro Tools?
Yes, you do the keyboards, you do the programming, you do the mixing, mastering,
that's amazing.
Everything.
Females, I'm more used to working with female writers, in co-writers. I do a lot, actually most of my co-writing with females. So I'm used to being in a studio environment with another female. I have no issue with that. I have no problem with that. I don't know, do you get problems from people, or?
You would probably.
Well, there's Linda Perry. She's a female producer. She's one that, Wow, she does do it all. She didn't know anything about Pro Tools and like taught herself. She went in there, after Beautiful. She plays every instrument. She is just a songwriter. She comes from the heart. She can be very intense energy, and we definitely have butted heads, from time to time. But that's just going to happen sometimes in the creative process and in sort of being in that pregnant phase before you birth a masterpiece and something amazing that you're proud of. But my experience, I don't think it has any difference. I mean, to me, but I'm a very open-minded person. I hope you're not having any problems with that. But good for you. I think. And I think. And people don't want to sometimes have females as leaders. I know it's annoying, but it's just the way it is. A lot of the times they don't want to take direction from a female, and you have to sort of hold your own when necessary. And it's all a give and take. You don't want to also while you're still trying to get your foot in the door, push it down too hard. 'Cause you don't want to scare anybody too much. Linda scares some people to death.